wanted to tell this story. So, I have a friend who we met when she moved to the same subdivision I lived in um, back in 2015, and our kids go to school together. In fact, her youngest and my oldest are graduating together this year. And her husband is a pilot, and they relocated to the Houston area for work. And so they went through the airline that he works for, and they were assigned a real estate agent to help them with their relocation. And I remember her telling me this first part of the story, and then I was talking with her the other night, and she elaborated on some other things, and I just, it's so bad that it just makes me laugh. So when they came to look at houses, it was terrible weather and it was raining. So the agent took them out and they drove by the houses. So what you're thinking and questioning is exactly what I'm saying. So they drive over to the house they're going to look at, and they drive by, and the agent's like, okay, there's that one. And then they go to the next one. And I've never forgotten that, because I've never heard of that in my entire life. All the types of agents that I've worked with and that I've known, some good, some bad, some in between, but I've never heard of anybody doing that. So that was interesting. So when we were talking about it the other night, she told me other things. They ended up buying new construction and building it. And so along with that, you go to the design center and you pick out all your finishes, your tile, your grout, your flooring, your wall color, light fixtures, all that stuff. So she wanted her to go to the design center with her, and she wouldn't. Now, granted, this is not something you're required to do. I do that with my people because a lot of people want to make good choices, not only what will look good, but, people sometimes will think ahead. And so they want to pick things that will be easy to work with, maybe down the road if they decide to sell, or, just have it all come together. It can be very overwhelming. So anyways, just all that to say, I will do that with my clients. I enjoy doing that with my clients. She seemed like she was put off because the agent wouldn't go with her. They had to do all their own research. It didn't seem like they had a lot of assistance, and it didn't seem like it was a good experience. And this is so bad, but it makes me laugh. So I will give her agent props. She keeps in touch with her. And they're on her mailing list, and she sends them mailers. And she said every time they get her mailer, it just like brings it all back up for her husband. And it just was not a good experience. And it makes me laugh, although I regret that she had that experience, because those are the types of things that tend to turn people off and think that I don't need help from an agent. They don't do anything. They don't do anything for me. And that is really the difference between an agent who takes you through a transaction and who gives you an experience. And so stories like that, again, it shouldn't, but while it makes me laugh, and she was laughing too, like she can laugh about it now. Maybe her husband, not so much, but we were laughing. My takeaway is this, all that to say, I really try to make it an experience, and more than a transaction. Like, you make it an experience. You help someone the way you would want to be helped. You remember, stories like that keep me honest. Being involved in the real estate process personally keeps me honest. It reminds me of what it's like for the client. I can't imagine relocating from a different state, somewhere you've never been, you've never lived, you're not super familiar with. And if you're not familiar, the Houston metro area is huge. So being given Houston, here, you're going to Houston, and having to figure that out has to be somewhat overwhelming. And so it's always helpful to have an agent that will guide you through that, will answer questions, will kind of do extra things, like open the house instead of driving by it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. Y'all will never forget that either. I guarantee you, I haven't forgotten it since she told me about it. But anyways, I just want to make sure that the people that I deal with have a memorable experience and good memories, and that I can be a resource rather than just an agent doing the paperwork. So have a happy Saturday. I hope y'all were as entertained as I was, and we'll chat soon.